Hello guys, this is ZelinkTheOne again from Getting Productions. This is finally a map with a commentary that's not favela. It's going to be Domination on Karachi. I'm using my running class again. I'm a fan of it in Domination because when you're trying to be objective, you want to get to the points as quick as possible, get them and leave as soon as possible. Because you want to pretty much capture the 2 points, usually A and B or C and B. That way you know where the opponent will spawn at all times. At first in this game, I go straight to capture A, and then I play to get my kill streaks. I get all 3 kill streaks, and then proceed to play objectively. I kind of creep up and also defend A at the same time. We don't lose A for a while because I'm sitting there half the time. And I think my kill streaks are Predator, Harrier, Pavlo, I'm thinking. It's a pretty simple kill streak rewards, but very effective in a control-based game. Predator helps to stop people trying to take a certain point. Harrier's pretty much the same thing, except it stays in the air after its first precision airstrike like explosion. Pavlo is then the next Harrier, so you essentially have 2 floating helicopters in the air just raping anybody who isn't cold-blooded. I pretty much just cover this area. Nobody's able to take this area. If you hold it down for a while, you should probably have your teammates take B and cover B. However, I really don't know what my teammates were doing in this game. I pretty much do all the work later on. I don't know what that guy was doing. Last stand kind of irritates me, but I dealt with it there. Now that I have my Pavlo, I'm a lot more suicidal, but I think I go 14-0 before I die. What the other team did was take all the points, all A, B, and C, which is not really wise unless you are losing. Taking all means our team will spawn pretty much anywhere across the map. So we could actually have a couple people spawn at A, a couple people spawn at C, and actually end up taking the lead because of that. I actually go for C this time because on this map, B is pretty difficult to maintain if you're trying to capture it. If it's already captured, maintaining it is actually pretty easy, I should say. Do get C. I go out. I stay around C a little bit, trying to make sure there's no one around it to take it again. And yeah, I still haven't died, but I'm running out of ammo with my ump. That's my only problem with the ump. I run out of ammo so fast, so I steal this guy's, what, M14 or something? And I should be dying very soon. I don't know why I died and the other guy lived, but you make your conclusions about this. It's pretty much across the map shooting. It'll be right near the middle, near B. I'm going there right now. I check downstairs because just making sure there's no one there. So I'm being very protective. However, I can only cover A from this angle. C, the best angle to cover it is from above as well. This is pretty much whoever gets the top part wins. Now here's where I die. Even though this guy was bleeding to death and I got like 18 little X markers. Like, I don't get it. Why didn't that guy die? When playing Domination, try to be in a party because usually you'll be stuck with people who only go for kills, and then there's a whole team that plays objectively, which is kind of rare, but those teams are nice. I do make a lot of errors coming up soon. It's pretty stupid of me, half the things I do, but I'll tell you why in a moment. I throw a smoke grenade right there, so that way the smoke lands on me correctly, and get that nice little kill, and get B. So now that we have A and B, we are losing though, so I do try to take C so we can get the lead. I think I get C this time, and then we end up taking the lead. Or I die. So definitely do not take C if you don't have to. But what I like to do, even if we have 2 points, I'll be the guy who goes and touches C and gives the opponent the warning that their C is being captured, so they all come basically rushing at it. And when they rush at it, even though they're spawning there, they're going to try to keep stopping me from taking it because they don't want to lose so badly. So what happens, I'll touch it and I'll run around the area and confuse them. They're trying to find out where I am, and I take them out. I don't know why I died there either. That was kind of ridiculous. That point where that little camper was, that's usually a pretty good lookout point in most game types. I sometimes check there, I sometimes don't. I obviously did not check that point right there. Here I was going for a throwing knife kill for no reason. I like going for throwing knife kills. They're usually pretty fun if you can do it with the right angles and interesting distances. There I failed with it, and the guy runs away because he doesn't want to die. And they're still at C. We're still losing right now, so I keep pushing C, because once we have a comfortable lead, or at least a nice decent lead, I like having the 2-point lock. Being behind with a 2-point lock can suck, because if B gets taken over, you're back in the losing position. Right there, that was pretty dumb of me. I didn't mean to climb, but I was too close to the climb area and not the actual stairs. So it actually delays your gun animation to be able to shoot, and that's the reason I died. So yeah, I'm consecutively dying right now. Not really playing smart. But I usually, when I'm playing objectively in Domination, my KD means nothing. KD means nothing in the game anyway, unless you're playing team deathmatch, where your whole team should have a good KD so you can win. But when you're playing objective, don't be the douchebag who goes for kills. I mean, if you're trying to do a challenge or get a nuke, yeah, okay, sure. That makes sense, because objective types of games are the best for having time to do such. Team deathmatch is the hardest game to get a nuke, or really hard to get objectives usually. My favorite nuke so far by me, I actually only have 3, was my second one, where I nuked on Team Deathmatch and Rust with no glitches. But of course the glitch was patched by that time anyway, so I couldn't even do the glitch. Never even learned how to do it because I thought it was a bullshit glitch. So yeah, if you guys want to see a certain map, certain game type, let me know, because I keep getting these awesome games on Favela, because Favela is just like my personal favorite map apparently. I just get like the best scores with it. It's ridiculous. So I take C again because we're losing. It's getting close enough to the end of the game that I think we need all 3 points for a little bit so we can maintain the lead. I failed there. Tried to jump up, and apparently I pressed the button wrong, so that kind of messed me up. When someone takes A and C, the B spawn is kind of not good for spawn trapping. I don't understand why you'd want A and C, except for the reason that B is harder to get than A and B. A and B are pretty much control points, and you have little areas you can pretty much hide. B, you have 4 little corners you can hide on this map, and that's each little corner that's right in the middle. Like when I keep throwing my smoke, that's the best thing to do, because they'll get confused and they'll keep checking corners trying to find the slightest movement. And if you crouch in a corner and you have commando on, your knife reaction time is what really matters. If you can react quick enough, you will never lose at B. However, as I said earlier, if you can maintain the top of these buildings, doesn't matter what point the team's trying to capture, you'll probably kill them really quickly. So now we're winning. I keep rushing C. I get on C, get a kill. I think I capture it. Yes, I do. At this point, the game was so close to ending, I didn't care about spawn raping. And yeah, that guy, I don't know what he was doing. Failed through a knife at that guy. Oh, sorry, I had to yawn. I hate when this happens. When you're trying to pick up a throwing knife or any type of little object, or change the correct weapon, tendency to pick up another weapon that you really don't want, and you kind of sit there for a little bit trying to pick up your old weapon, your knife, and everything. Otherwise, this game is pretty much over. I suggest everybody starts playing objectively, but like on games like Sabotage, sometimes me and my team will just go for kills, like half for the first half of the game, and the second half of the game we will start to plant. Alright, so leave comments, suggestions, rates, all that kind of stuff, and let us know what you want us to do. We're going to start making game reviews for other types of games. That's pretty much it. I will see you all later. Peace.